Going into making this video, I had extremely low expectations, but what I found out really surprised me. Today we're diving into the free-to-play Destiny 2 experience. I wanted this to be as accurate as possible, so with Epic Games just picking up Destiny 2 for their launcher, I decided to make a completely fresh account. I also played at a little slower pace to express someone being new to the game. I went through my inventory, looked at upgrades, took a few AFK breaks. In the end, I completed every quest the game openly showed me and did most activities. It took me a total of 17.5 hours to get completely caught up with current content. And this is what I was able to unlock as a completely free-to-play player. Vanguard Ops, Nightfalls, and Grandmaster Nightfalls. These are 3-player fixed instances where you fight your way through a series of encounters and end up at a boss fight. Navoda here will be an example. She has immunity phases when you deal damage to her. Each time she enters one of these, she summons a bunch of ads. Clear the ads, she becomes vulnerable again, rinse and repeat until she dies. At the end, there's a loot chest. This is the same for all strikes, but with their own unique encounters. Nightfalls are amped up strikes with a variety of modifiers. They're also curated weekly and remain the same for the entire week. These range in difficulty from Hero all the way up to Grandmaster. Grandmaster granting the best rewards in the form of adept weapons with higher stats and a rich bounty of currency and crafting materials. You'll also have access to the bounties and reputation system with Zavala. Crucible. In here you'll have access to the control game mode, where you hold King of the Hill style points and get kills to reach 150 points to win. Elimination, which is a 3v3 game mode. Each Guardian has 1 life, but your teammates can revive you. The first team to wipe out all 3 opposing Guardians wins. Rumble, which is a free-for-all game mode, first to 25 kills wins. Survival, which is another 3v3 game mode. Each team has 4 respawns. First to expend all of them and be unable to respawn loses. There's also a weekly rotating game mode that changes every week. And the last free-to-play game mode is Iron Banner. This comes around every few weeks and has unique rewards outside of traditional PvP. You'll also have access to bounties and reputation through shacks. Gambit, which is a mixture of PvE and PvP. You rotate around the map killing enemies to gather motes. You deposit them in the central area. Once you deposit a certain amount, someone from your team can run interference on the enemy's side. They're known as the Invader. First to bank 100 motes will summon a boss called a Primeval. First to defeat their Primeval wins. Again, you'll have access to bounties and reputation through the Drifter. Legends and Eternity are also 2 things available to free-to-play. Legends allows you to do the Dungeon Prophecy. Dungeons are similar to Strikes, 3-player fixed instances, but they have multiple boss fights and intricate team-based mechanics. You also gain access to 2 raids, Vault of Glass and King's Fall. Raids are 6-player fixed instances with multiple boss fights and much deeper team-based mechanics, jump puzzles, and more. Eternity is a PvE game mode that makes references to classic game shows. You'll fight through 3 different encounters, spinning wheels, traversing obstacle courses, and defeating bosses, all throughout having chances at bonus rounds for increased loot. In the end, you'll receive a ton of loot from a loot table that rotates weekly. This is where you can find loot from parts of the game that are no longer available, such as previous seasons, removed zones, etc. You're also given the quest for the exotic weapon Forerunner. On the map, every week at reset on Tuesday, your weekly quests will reset. These are the golden icons. These give you powerful and pinnacle gear upgrades. You also have access to Banshee 44 for a weekly weapon reset and daily weapon mods, 801 for weekly reset on a set of armor, and a daily reset on armor and combat style mods. She'll also help you unlock armor synthesis. You can also go to Ikora for purchasing the remaining abilities, aspects, and fragments for your subclasses. Then there's Xur. Xur is a vendor that moves around the world only available from Friday till Tuesday. He sells a random exotic weapon, 3 random exotic pieces of armor, 1 from each class, a set of random roll weapons, a set of gear with high stats, and gives you the option to purchase an exotic Ingram. He also offers a quest weekly for an exotic cipher. If you decide to join a clan, you also have Hawthorne, who offers weekly clan bounties. You also passively gain rewards for your clan doing activities. Then there's Tess Everest. This is the Eververse store. It's mostly the cash shop, but there are 2 pages that have items and flair that can be bought with Bright Dust, which is a currency you can get by playing Destiny 2. You also have access to the first 2 missions of the Witch Queen expansion, unlocking the Enclave and the Throne World. The Enclave gives access to the Relic, allowing you to craft weapons. You'll find deep sight weapons around the world, colloquially called red borders. Using these weapons will level them up, and upon reaching 100%, you'll be able to extract the pattern. Inside your Triumphs menu, you'll find patterns and catalysts. In here, you'll be able to see how many red border weapons you need in order to learn how to craft that weapon. The investigation board will guide you through the crafting process and award you with 2 craftable weapons. The Throne World will also be fully explorable at this point, allowing you to do patrols, lost sectors, and public events. There are 4 more zones that can be unlocked through the gain of XP, but by doing the starting quests, you'll gain enough XP to unlock them. These unlock in the order of the Moon, Europa, Nessus, and the Dreaming City. Upon unlocking them, you'll have access to the intro campaign quest, after which, just like the Throne World, you'll have access to the patrols, lost sectors, and public events. Nessus, you'll also have access to bounties. Upon completing all the lost sectors in an explorable area, Legend and Master variants of them will be unlocked. The Legend and Master Lost sector rotates every day and offers a high chance at an exotic armor piece upon completing it solo. What armor slot they offer changes daily as well: head, arms, chest, and legs. Each year of Destiny 2 is broken down into 4 seasons, and regardless of whether you own the content or not, you get the intro quest to the season. You also have access to any explorable zones that were introduced in seasonal content. In here, you'll have access to the patrols, public events, and lost sectors if there are any. Every season also has a seasonal artifact that you upgrade by gaining XP. This will offer you 25 mods that are extremely powerful. These allow you to do higher level content by allowing you to deal with champion mobs, and offer powerful effects available that season. And finally, there are 4 holiday events. In the spring, Guardian Games; summer, the Solstice; fall, Festival of the Lost; and the winter, the Dawning. A list of everything you have access to in Free-to-Play is on the screen, and the list really shocked me, particularly weapon crafting and armor synthesis, which I thought were locked behind the Witch Queen and Beyond Light. It's a surprising amount of content, way more than I thought was provided, and enough to keep you occupied for a long time. I'll be making another video on what paying for Destiny 2 gets you as well, but I wanted to highlight one of my favorite websites. The current retail price of Destiny 2 is $175 for the base games, and $265 for the deluxe editions. A friend of mine showed me this website called Cheap Shark, which parses all of the third-party markets. Here the game's $145 for the base, and $215 for the deluxe editions. I'm not sponsored or anything, I just really love their website. Although watch out for some deals that seem too good to be true, sometimes they're on dead platforms.